Hello, Math 7. Happy Friday. Happy last day before spring break. Woo! Okay, so we've got 12.7, and then I'll have your quiz a little bit later. But this lesson is all about solving two-step equations. So let me just cover up what we have so we could go bit by bit, one step at a time. Okay, first, as a review, if our equations involve addition and subtraction or multiplication and division, so if we're focusing on adding, subtracting, or multiplying, dividing, we will use the inverse operations to solve for the variable. The inverse of addition, subtraction, the inverse of multiplication, division, and vice versa. Okay. So inverse, reverse, reverse. You undo the operation by doing the opposite. Oh, sorry. So if you see addition, you do subtraction, subtraction, addition, multiplication, division, or if you see division, you do multiplication. Again, these are the inverse of those, right? This is all things that we've been going over this whole week. So hopefully this all makes sense. But if we have a couple different steps, this is what we're going to do. First, you undo addition and subtraction. So in two-step equations, if you see addition and subtraction, that's what you undo first. So if you see addition, then you do subtraction, or if you see subtraction, then you do addition. After you do that, then you undo multiplication and division. The only reason why there's 3 steps is because we've always got to check our solution. So first we undo adding and subtracting, then we undo multiplying and dividing. Okay, let's see what this looks like. So what this is asking us to do first is to give the operations in order. So first what we're going to do is subtract 12, right? Because we're b plus 12 equals 16. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to undo this addition by subtracting 12. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. This is actually b over 5 divided by, or b over 5 plus 12. Oh, that was probably really confusing. My bad. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. Okay. So let's start this over. B over 5 plus 12 equals 16. Okay. So again, following our steps to solve, first we're going to undo addition and subtraction. We have b over 5 plus 12, so we're going to first subtract 12. And what I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other. Okay. Now my second step, because it's b divided by 5, second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by 5. Okay. So all this is asking is giving the operations in order. So that's what I'm going to do. Subtract 12, then multiply 5. Okay. Here's the second example, but this time I'm actually going to show everything. So this has p over 4 minus 6 equals 16. So my first step is going to be to add 6. Add 6. Now, since it's p divided by 4, the second step is going to be to multiply by 4. Okay. Our third one looks like this. Now, in this case, because 3r divided by 5, so I have both multiplication and division going on. So I don't have addition subtraction to undo first. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply, get rid of my denominator here, and then I'm going to divide by 3. that of course will leave me with r equals negative 20. So in this case, since they're at the same steps of solution, it doesn't matter which one you do first. So if both operations are at the same step, that's referring to these guys. Either one can be first. Oh, that period should be down here. Either one can be first. Okay. All right, I do have some examples. And a lot of what we're going to see looks like this. So it's going to be x over 3 minus 5 equals negative 12. Okay, well, we know our first step is to undo subtraction. So I'm going to add 5, and what I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other. Now, what I'm going to do, when I'm solving, I'm making sure that I rewrite everything immediately afterwards. So after I do that, after I add 5 to both sides of the equation, I'm going to have x over 3 equals negative 7, right? Negative 12 plus 5 equals negative 7. Okay. Now to undo this x over 3, to undo that division, I need to multiply. And I'm going to multiply by 3, right? So I can multiply by 3 over 1, which we know is just multiplying by 3. That's going to eliminate, rather, that's going to simplify this 3 to just being 1. So therefore, I don't need to write x over 1. That's just redundant, right? So that's going to leave me with x equals negative times a positive is going to be negative, and 7 times 3 is 21. So x equals negative 21. Okay. This next one, I have negative 9m equals 36. Well, I don't have any addition and subtraction, so I just have this multiplication going on between 9 and m. So in order to get rid of or to eliminate this negative 9, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 9. That's going to leave me with a positive m, right? What I wrote there is 1m, and again, that 1 is implied, so we don't really need it. And a positive divided by a negative is going to leave us with a positive. I'm sorry, with a negative. Positive divided by negative is negative. 36 divided by 9 is 4. Our next one. Okay, so let me actually rewrite this. Okay. So this actually starts as 2x over 5 equals 4.5. Okay. Now again, this is like our third example down here, where we have multiplication and division. So what I'm going to do first, just because I think it's easier, is I'm going to eliminate my my denominator. So a denominator is there by division. To undo division, you need to multiply. So I'm going to multiply both sides of my equation by 5. Now when I multiply this side by 5, I cross these guys out, right? Because essentially I have 5 over 1. Well, when I'm multiplying straight across, I could just can't cross those two out, right? That's going to leave me with 2x equals 4.5 times 5. No, I don't know that off the top of my head. Times 5 is 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 2 is 22. I've got 1 decimal in the factors, so I've got 1 decimal in the product. So 2x equals 22.5. Okay, that should be about where we are here. Yep. So 2x equals 22.5. Now, 2 and x are connected by multiplication. How do we undo multiplication? By division. So I'm going to divide because I want to get x by itself. So I'm going to divide by x. I'm sorry, I'm going to divide by 2. What I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other. It's going to leave me with x equals 11.25. All right, guys. I hope this helps. Again, I'll come out with a video for your quiz in just a little while. Otherwise, enjoy your spring break. Bye.